User stories are part of the agile development methodology commonly used to develop software products. Whatever your perspective is on the development of a solution, whether an end user or development team member, being able to consider a problem with a user story focused mindset will help you to produce results most effectively. In this video, we'll be considering user stories and how they apply to the library solution used in this course. In this video, we're going to consider what is a user story, why we need them, how they can be applied to the library solution, and how user stories and Microsoft Power Platform work together. So what exactly is a user story? It's an agreed statement of needs. We start with a persona, that is a user or group of users, and they have a requirement, something they need, and that requirement leads them to an end goal. User stories are typically structured as follows. As a persona, I need to, the thing I require, so that I can achieve a specific objective. For example, as a library user, I want to know what books I've taken out on loan so that I can ensure that they are returned on time. So what are the key features of a user story? Well, firstly, we've seen already that they are goal-orientated and user-oriented. They also typically do not describe the technology required in order to achieve the objective. And it is for this reason that they are very easy for lots of people to read and consume the user story. User stories are generated in a collaborative way, so we agree on what our objectives are. They're often quite small, and this makes them easier to define and easier to achieve in a small space of time. In the context of the agile development methodology, they will typically have acceptance criteria, and these allow us to understand when the objectives of the user story have been met. So what are the benefits of having a user story? Well, they provide us with project or solution objectives, targets for our development process. They're also user value driven. Someone will benefit from the outputs of this user story. User stories also benefit us by ensuring that we limit the scope of what we're trying to achieve. And this is particularly the case with Power Platform products where the possibilities are so significant. Finally, user stories provide us with a reference point that we can use throughout our development process. And this keeps us on track to deliver the benefits of the user story. So let's consider what the benefits of the library solution might be. Starting with the library manager, as a library manager, I'd like to see the pattern of loans being taken out so that I can make decisions about which books to introduce into the library. In the context of the library, we might then want to consider what books are being taken out, who is taking them out, and then we might want to think about how best to present this information. And in the context of the Power Platform, we might want to consider writing a Power BI report. A library assistant, on the other hand, might have a completely different perspective on their role within the library. So from their point of view, as a library assistant, I would like to be able to check out books easily so library users have a good experience. In our library, we wouldn't want to have long queues of people trying to check books out, as this may put them off going to the library, and it might also disturb other library users. In the context of Power Platform, this might manifest itself best as a Canvas Power App that allows us to select the student, the book they require, and automatically set the return date. The library user will also have their own perspective on their use of the library. So as a library user, I would like to be reminded of the books I've taken out so that I can return them on time. And in the context of Power Platform, this might manifest itself as a Power Automate cloud flow that generates a notification each time a book is taken out on loan. We've discussed some of the user stories that might be relevant to a library, but it won't be the same for all libraries. In your library, it may be that the book condition is really important. It may be that there's a small amount of space in the library, so you may need to rotate the stock of books. Perhaps it's a large library and the location of the book is really important to you. Finally, the student reading rates may be important to you in your library. Are they reading books that are suitable for their level? Or do they have gaps in their reading record? Whilst we don't have to solve all of these user stories, having a user story orientated mindset will allow us to approach these problems in a structured way. Let's now discuss user stories and Microsoft Power Platform. Power Platform is a set of low-code products that allows you to build custom solutions for your organization. And within this considerable flexibility, there are pitfalls that we may build products that are too complex in some areas and simply not robust enough in others. Some examples of this might be a Power BI report where the results of the data model are presented in a confusing way or don't lead to actionable insight. In a Power Automate Cloudflow, not all possible outcomes may have been considered, such as sending approval requests to people on vacation. Finally, our Canvas Power Apps may have functionality that is not immediately obvious to our users, leading to incorrect submissions of data. Generally speaking, user stories keep our development on track and ensure that we don't build products that are unlikely to work once they're introduced to the real world. In this video, we've considered what is a user story, why we need them, how to write them, and how they can be applied to the library solution. And the takeaway for you is to start thinking about your business problems in the context of user stories, as this will give you and your users the best value. I'll see you in the next video.